I'm telling you, you're doing awesome. I see that you went live already, so
Yeah, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if I should.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So introduce me and let's get going.
All right, I'm Dianne Law, and I am relatively new to Unlimited Profits. And I had an opportunity to interview my mentor, one of my mentors. I have two, and being Robert Hollis and Scott Kloster. And I'm just so excited to be able to interview Robert today.
Well, Diane, I really, really appreciate it. I've gotten to know you a little bit over the years, and I'm getting to know you a little more now. And so I'm really, really excited to share with the people that watch your videos. I'm really interested in your questions and how we can serve other people. This is great.
Cool. Well, the one thing that I was thinking about yesterday, and I kind of wanted to ask different questions than anybody,
Awesome.
kind of be different. And, I've heard your story a couple of times, and I've watched you with Eric Worre and stuff like that. And yesterday, I was talking to Susan Martin, and all of a sudden I said, I got to understand this sorting thing. And because I'm having trouble getting things sorted, people sorted.
Good.
And then all of a sudden, I'm on the pro mentorship. I was in video day 5, and all of a sudden went to day 6, and guess what that was on? Sorting. I think God's got a funny sense of humor, to be honest with you.
No, that's awesome.
And so what I wanted to ask you was if you could go into sorting a little bit more, because I got the apple thing,
Sure.
The ripe apple, the green apple, and the rotten apple, but I keep going for the green ones or the rotten ones. I don't know why.
Well, the reason why that you do that is you just got it, we all got to learn, the process of everything. So it's like relationships is that thing where we go from the unconscious incompetent to the unconscious competent, and we go through these learning things, and unfortunately, the universe or God, whatever your belief is, that no one is excluded from that. Absolutely no one. And so when you go through and you're trying to find the right people and you're trying to attract the right people, you're going to hear me constantly talking about how you got to learn to think different. And so the lesson that a lot of people don't get, and it's not really clear, is that you actually attract and you recruit who you are.
Right.
Some people don't like hearing that. You see what I mean? And so it's like a lesson. I said to Scott one time, since you used him as an example, is Scott said, I got all these people that I'm helping, and I got them around, but it seems like it takes forever for them to make a decision to do something. And I said, well, wow, me and Melody worked on you for over 2 years. It's called sign-up karma.
Yep.
And he went,
gotcha.
wow. And I went, so, not saying that all your people are going to be like that, but a lot of people, usually everything in life that helps you to be successful is the opposite of what you think. Because if you look at 99% of the people, they're not doing well, they're not happy, they're not financially doing well. And so we get brought up in a culture and we think the way that 98% thinks.
Right.
We don't want to believe that, but we do. And so when you think right away, is like people think, well, if you give me something, give me money, give me resources, give me something, then I could do something. And when I do something, then that'll allow me to be something. It's the other way around.
Right.
You've got to be first, and by being gives you to do, and when you do, then you get. So that's why people always win the lottery, and within years they're broke. It's
right.
Because they didn't learn to be part. Someone gave them a bunch of money and they didn't think right, so they got rid of it all. So coming back all the way to sorting, which you started out with, is just to understand that you want to find the right people at the right time in your life that want to do what you want to do. You want to attract the right people. Now, it's so funny because I always use relationships. And the reason I use relationships is because people get it right away. And I said, so let's just say, for instance, that you are in a position where you wanted to get in a relationship that would be awesome, the best relationship you could possibly imagine. Well, if you walk up to an individual and you say to them, hi, how are you? And they say, I'm happily married. Are they at the right time for a relationship? Then why don't we try to convince them?
Because they're not ready.
Wow, how easy is this?
Oh, God.
It's very, very easy. What if the opposite? Let's say that you're in a very fulfilling, good relationship, and someone approaches you and says, wow, you're a beautiful woman. You know, are you open to having a cup of coffee? No? Why? I'm in a happy relationship. And they go, okay, well, nice meeting you, and they move on. I don't get, Diane, why when people get involved in business, they forget all that. They 100% forget all that. So then what they do is they talk to people, and I did a Spanish pro training last night, and it was on the same subject. And it was like we walk up to people, and when they say no or I'm not interested, then we go, well, one group blames them. So they say, oh, I'm doing something wrong, Robert. I'm being wrong. I'm doing wrong. I'm saying wrong. I need a script. I'm not doing this right. See, everything to them, they put blame on them. They're doing something wrong. They're being the wrong person. They never say that person was married and move on.
Right. They just keep trying to make something change if it's not going to change, right?
Yeah. Then the other group of people that will watch this video, they will say that what they're doing wrong, they're going to say the system's wrong. So the system's wrong. The video's too long. The links that I'm using are wrong. The way that I'm posting on Facebook is wrong. See, so now all the system is wrong. Well, the institution of marriage and relationships is not wrong. You walked up to that guy and you said, hey, listen, would you be interested in having a cup of coffee? They go, no, I'm happily married. But thank you. See, there's anything wrong with the institution of relationships and marriages. That was the wrong person.
That's true.
Move on.
Next, kind of people would say, right?
Yeah, and it is such a hard lesson to learn, because what we do is we go out there and we're consistently talking to people, and until we fall in love, listen to this, you got to fall in love with the process and the thought of finding the right people, and you got to divorce the outcome.
That's so true. My goodness, I have to let go of my hold on it. You know, that I'm going to make it work. And when I did that, oh my God, my life totally changed.
Yeah, and it's weird if you hit on such a key thought there. It's such a great awareness. Is usually the stuff that we let go of are the things that we want the most of. I remember moving through my career because of my bad childhood, is I just strived and I just hungered and I just needed and I just wanted praise and recognition. And I just wanted someone to tell me that I was doing good, and I just wanted people to tell me that I was okay. And the stuff that I strived the most from, I never got. The reason I never got it is because I wanted it so bad. So I thought that I was doing things and being a way that expected to be respected and praised and acknowledged. Mm-hmm. See, and so when people didn't do that to me, then they were bad people. See, that, you know, they say nice things about Scott, and nice things about Dianne, and nice things about Melody, but they don't say anything nice about me. See what I mean? And so I was always mad at people because they wouldn't recognize or give me praise and recognition. When I started learning about what I'm teaching you, is I all of a sudden said, you know what? I'm good enough. God created me for who I am. If he loves me, I'm good enough. That's enough. I'm capable. I'm competent. I'm powerful. I'm a great person. I don't need acknowledgement from anybody. And now for the last 25 years, I'm to the point where I go, all right, enough already.
How
See what I
nice.
mean? Because
Yeah.
I don't need it, I get it from everywhere. You know, people are sending me messages daily about what I've done in their lives, and I'm like, wow, I just don't feel worthy. You know, I now I got to deal with some other issues, like instead of just letting it be. So, but not to get off too much off track about the sorting thing. It's just that's why my mentor knew that very well, and that's why I brought up what I brought up on the trainings. Is he said, Robert, get 2,000 people to watch the videos. If you do, you're done. You won't have to worry about finances anymore. And so it was, you know, again, how many people I could get in front of the videos instead of trying to develop the skills and the tools or anything to do with manipulation or trying to get people and persuade them to do things that they just wasn't ready to do.
Right.
It's so wild, and I know that if this hasn't happened to you yet, it will. I promise you it will, because I know the laws of the universe. Is you're going to introduce someone to this thing just like Hindra did, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You're going to introduce someone at the right place at the right time. They're going to see the videos. They're going to be a successful person. They already have thousands of people in their group, and they just go bang, wham. And the next thing you know, your check jumped by $1,000, and you go, "Wow, that was pretty fun."
Definitely fun.
You see what I mean? So your
Yeah.
check jumps by she went through the hard stuff, went through the sorting, and found one person and increased her income by 12,000 a year.
That's that's impressive, and that's one of my goals is to just, I want to send out the positive stuff. And
Yes.
it's funny with all the videos that I've been watching from you and a couple other places is that the I changed, and people started noticing it.
Yes.
And somebody, said that to me the other night. That's why I gave you that compliment last night. I was like, "Thank you," because it helped me.
Oh, when people say, "Wow, you look different. Wow,
Yeah.
you sound different. Wow, you are different." Man, if you're in the right place to accept that, that's the most beautiful thing in the world. Because
Really.
that means that the stuff that you've been struggling with, you're letting go. And that's what's beautiful about what we do. That's definitely beautiful about what we do.
Yeah. My other
I wish I
question.
was there to give you a big hug.
That would be nice too.
Yeah.
Um, my other question is about branding. We were talking about branding earlier with Gary, and that's something that I've struggled with because I didn't know about branding myself.
Right.
And that's one of those things I think it takes a while to do. And I was watching Hendra the other day, and she posts some great stuff
She
on
does.
Facebook and stuff. And I haven't done that yet, and I think that's part of why I haven't branded who I am.
See, the way that you start branding yourself is just do it.
Just do
Just
it.
do it.
Okay.
I seen that video the other day with Gary Vernachuk, and I posted it because he said, and I love this quote, is he said, I did the 5 and 10 minute videos that got 3 views. I did the 5 and 10 minute videos that got 20 views. I did the 5 and 10 minute video that got thousands of views. And so what people don't realize is what you're doing is you're learning. So
Mm-hmm.
if you watch one of my videos where Hendra gets these great quotes and great stuff is by learning and then doing. So what you do is the way that you give to the universe is very, very simple. Is you watch one of my videos or somebody else's videos, when you get inspired by it and take a couple of notes, then take those little quotes, post them on your wall, and then do a video and post it on Facebook, put it on your blog, then post it on, the for the world to see. And when people first do that, they don't understand planting. They don't understand sowing and reaping. They don't understand the harvest. So at the beginning, it feels again like the thing you and I just talked about. That's
Right.
the way God set it up. So you're going to make a post and no one's going to like it, no one's going to share it, no one's going to comment on it. And you're going
It's
to go,
yeah, it's so funny that the talk that we did when I first came in, and it was about sales, being a salesperson, and I said I'm just not a salesperson.
right.
And you know that affected like 4 or 5 other people. That
Yeah.
I said, I'm not a salesperson. I finally got it. I was like,
Yeah.
yay, me too.
And so when you say stuff like that, just know from your heart that you come up with things that you can say on post, and then you can do short videos and you just post them. And just like Eric Worre or any other person you know, I'll give you a neat example. I just did an interview earlier today with a guy named Rod Cummings. And I just got on this thing without getting too in depth on that interview, but he was telling me about this guy that's really, really inspired and touched him on a spiritual level, and it's a guy from Singapore. And he said his name, and I said, I don't know anything about him. And then I said to him, I said, well, let me ask you a question. I said, that's got to be pretty difficult going back and forth from Singapore on Sundays and Wednesdays to see him. And he goes, I don't fly to Singapore to see him. I go, how do you see him? He says, off his YouTube channel. And I went, really? And he went, oh my God, I see what you did. Well, then when he told me the guy's name, I went and looked at his stats. And the guy's got 26 million views.
Oh my gosh.
But here's the point. There was one time when this guy had one video with 3 views.
I like
or
that.
0 views.
Right.
So the way you got to build your brand is understand, one, that God created you unique. There's no one else like you.
Yay.
Awesome. It's awesome. That's something to celebrate. 2, the stories and the things that you went through is your voice needs to be heard. There's people out there where your voice, I want to read you this post that I'm looking for the right time to post it. So I get to say it on your show before I do it. And listen to this. It says, always remember that you are not alone. There are others out there who need you as much as you need them. You can find each other with just a little effort.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Isn't it? And it's
Yeah.
like, so there's people that are going to hear your story and it's going to inspire them. And here's something that people don't believe. There's nobody else's message that it can inspire them the way yours will.
And I believe that to be really, really true, because somebody's going to identify exactly how my feelings.
Yeah, so that means that the only thing that's stopping you from building a following, the only thing that's stopping you from creating greatness and touching millions of people's lives is you.
Yeah. Go figure.
So I tell people, don't worry about the lighting. Don't worry about anything. The more that it's raw, in my opinion, the more people relate to you. That's
Good.
not the way it used to be a long time ago. And I'll give you one quick funny story that I heard this morning that I can't wait to share on the Pro Show, is that when you see the world changing around us and then you see other people changing with the world, that's exciting. That's super exciting for me. Well, one of the biggest companies out there is Geico Insurance. You can see where they are mentally to try to get into the minds of the public. That's their goal. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but Warren Buffett owns the company, the 3rd wealthiest person on the planet. And to think that they just said that this new video that they just launched is, if you watch YouTube videos, you can make your YouTube videos monetary, which means that if people watch advertisements before they watch yours and they buy something, you get money for it. So that's how a lot of people make millions of dollars on YouTube, because they got so many views. Well, Geico Insurance knew that when people see this thing popped up and it says skip the commercial, but you got to watch 5 seconds. So you're watching 5 seconds and then you skip the commercial. Well, you might have got it or you might not have got it. So they're saying that this advertising firm that's made Geico all this money caught on to it. And what they do is it shows a whole family eating at a table, And the guy comes on, you hear his voice, and it says, listen, we only have 5 seconds, so we're Geico. And it stops, and Geico comes up because they know they only got 5 seconds. So then the whole family freezes, but you can see that they're not frozen because their eyes and stuff are moving. And because they're not moving, this great big dog jumps up on the table and starts eating all their spaghetti and meatballs. And he goes to one person at a time and eats all the family's food and spills the milk and spills the salad. And they said it was blown away how people continued to watch it while over the whole video it says Geico. But they're like, look at this dog. What is he doing? I got to show everybody this. And I'm going, see, evolution, people got to figure out new ways of advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And so I brought that all up to say this one thing, is that people would rather relate to people like you.
Thank you.
Than others than they can't relate to. See,
Right.
I grew up in the IBM age, you know, where you dressed to impress, you faked it till you made it. And everything had to be perfect, your shoes, your suit, your everything. That's not the way it is anymore. You know what I mean? So Mark Zuckerberg upset everybody because he had to go to all these board meetings with a gray t-shirt and a gray hoodie. And everybody said, listen, you're disrespecting me. Why do you come dressed like that? And he said, the only reason I'm here is because these guys said I had to be here.
You know what IBM stands for, right?
What?
I said, you know what IBM stands for, right?
No.
Itty Bitty Miracles.
I like that. I actually was going to say International Business Machine because I knew exactly what it meant. But I like yours better. But I hope that makes a little bit of sense. It's like you start to build your brand by just building your brand. You just do it. And the things that I get such a kick at is you see what happened to Molly.
Yes.
I mean, wow. Have you seen Molly 90 days ago?
Really?
Oh, my God. No money, no brand, no nothing.
No, and I saw her on the interview with Marina.
Now, her video is posted on a website with 600,000 people.
Yeah.
She's got she's exposed to 1 million people in 90 days.
Wow.
Wow is absolutely correct. And here's where you really, it's funny, we get to go full circle. Now let's talk about sorting.
Oh, we're back.
Think about it. Her video now goes in front of 1 million people. Now if she only gets 100, is it okay?
Oh my God, yes. But she'll get way more.
But here's the point. How many people get to see your videos?
Oh, I don't know.
See? That's why you got to build your brand. And overnight, you're going to have the same kind of success because if you plant, you get a harvest. That's what God says. And now all of a sudden, people are going to look around you and go, oh, my God, Dianne, you're so lucky. I can't believe that everybody just comes to you and asks you to help them and mentor them and to get in your company. Oh, my God, that's just so simple. And you're going to look at them and say, man, I remember having an interview with Robert, and some of my videos were getting no views. Some of my posts were getting no views. And they're going to go, no way. No way. And you're going to go, yeah, way.
Yeah. I can prove it. I've seen them.
Yeah, and that's why I post the way I post. I like showing my progression of where I was and where I'm going. I love showing that. You know, so everybody else is on their Facebook wall, you know, are posting their product, their comp plan, their whatever, you know what I mean? And all I'm doing is just showing progression and success stories. Progression, success stories. Progression, success stories. That's what I do.
Yeah, and I think that's really very important too. The other thing that I liked that you said in the video was there's two things. One was talking about wisdom and how you got wisdom. And I thought that was really profound because it was like an aha thing. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then the other thing which kind of made me chuckle was, and I'm such a fan, is that the Robin Hood answer. which was, going out and sharing things with people just because.
Yeah. And I just don't think that people, and again, if you read any success manual, I don't care if it's the Bible, Think and Grow Rich, every success principle that I know of is when someone finally said, the message that I have, the world needs to hear. I know that the message and the stuff that I've learned can help other people. And they did it without thinking of anything in return. And once they went from a fighter to a taker to a giver, and they just did it, now they're coming in from a different realm. They're coming from faith to believe that I'm just going to go out there and gather knowledge and share it with everyone, and whatever happens to me happens to me. And that's usually when they're not looking to sell somebody something to get income to pay for what they need. That's when all of a sudden it shoves. Yeah. See, that's when you shifted the universe or the way you are to all of a sudden where people are attracted to you, because they're attracted to you because you're non-judgmental, you love them for who they are, and you're there to help them. They can feel the sincerity. They're waiting for you to pitch them, and you never do.
No, I don't want to.
See what I mean? It's like, well, wow, she just keeps giving and giving and giving. And so then there becomes a part where they go, wow, this person's real. They got character. I want to work with them.
Yeah.
I want to work
with them.
And
then they ask me what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that's when they ask you what you're doing. And there's nothing better in the world than someone asking you what you do. And they're doing it out of you gave to them, and they also give it out of there is a law of reciprocity. You know what I mean? We really sometimes are inspired to give to others because they gave to us. And it might just be their story. Right. See, I've watched people's stories and reached in my checkbook and grabbed my credit card, because their story inspired me. It gave me more hope. It gave me more belief in human beings, because there's good people out there. So if someone does something like that, I want to help them out.
Well, and I think the same thing happened with Scott, because he talked to me 4 or 5 months before I even really got into this. And yeah. I said, okay, I'll look at him. And I looked at a couple of the free ones and then just put it on a shelf. And I know I wasn't ready yet. And Perfect. So when I finally got ready, I noticed that he had reached, triple diamond. And so I sent him a congratulations and all that stuff. And we started talking again, and that's how I got back involved. And I was ready.
Perfect.
I was really, it was perfect. Perfect timing, of the plan. And I firmly believe in you have to have belief before you have faith, because you've got to believe that somebody's telling you something true. And by doing what they tell you, like going to a mechanic, and then you go back to the mechanic because what he did the first time, he fixed it, and now you have faith that he'll fix it again.
Absolutely. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
I love that.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me that story, and I was like, wow, that's makes all kinds of sense, And it works, and the more I put that out, the more I get it back. And I don't ask for it.
Do you have that in a video?
I don't, but I will. You're so funny.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'm looking at the clock, and I hate to do this to you, but I was supposed to do another one at 2, so I got to get going.
Okay, well, you have a terrific day, and thank you so much for doing this so quickly.
Well, I want everyone that's watching this video, is if you haven't seen through the expressions and the smiles and the tears of Dianne, we're here to help you. We're partners together. We're really dear friends, and you have to reach out to her and allow her to be your tour guide.
Thank you.
She's here to help you, and if she can't get the answers, she's got an incredible support team around her with Scott Kloster and Melody and Robert Hollis Jr. and myself, and we're here to help you get to where you're going, wherever that is. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Thanks, Robert. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.